Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's Mark from Burton Bibles. I hope you're all well and having a good week so far. Today what I wanted to do was just to take some time to have a little look at what we've got to offer in the outlet at the moment in terms of Cambridge Clarions. Now this is a very popular Bible edition from Cambridge, and a few of you have been emailing me and messaging me about what Clarions you might have. I think a few of you saw some of the selection in that sort of little taster video and quite like the look of some of the things there. So let's just spend a few minutes having a look at what we've got. We'll probably take them down to the desk as well just to sort of compare the editions, but I thought what might be good to review is a little bit about this edition, why it's so special. So the Clarion was really developed to sort of mark the 400th year anniversary of the King James Version. So it was released as a KJV first, and it came out in 2011 to mark that 400th anniversary. Now the format of the Bible is really special. It's something very different sort of take on a Bible layout. It's a single column format. It's black letter, and it is a full reference Bible with the references in the outer margin. So that's something a little bit different, certainly from Cambridge's point of view, but also from a KJV point of view, because it is a brand new modern digital typeface. It is an 8.75 font, which is very readable. It's the Lexicon #1 font, which is now becoming quite familiar and recognisable to us now, with lots more publishers using a very similar font, and also Cambridge themselves using that font throughout a few of their editions now, including the Diadem and Pit Minion and therefore wide margin and things like that. So it's a very cool font in a very readable, usable size. So that's a little bit about the Bible itself. Let's have a look at a few examples, because we do have a few different translations now that the Clarion is available in, and if you have your Cambridge Bibles brochure, you'll be able to flick through that and see what is available. But in short, I have got a bit of a mix here. So what we'll do is we'll go down to the desk and get a good look at some of these editions, because there are some unique bindings, some unique characteristics to them that you might want to take a look at. So without further ado, let's get down to the desk. Okay, let's start with the King James Version then. We may as well, being as that was the version that was produced first. So here we have our selection. You will notice we have two purple KJV Bibles. Now you'll know it's KJV because the royal crest will be on the spine as so, and you'll notice it on these ones as well. So by the looks of things, we have two calfskin bindings. That are these two calfskin in purple and two goatskin, one in a really nice burgundy red sort of colour and one in this really attractive brown. Brown wasn't a standard goatskin colour, just so you know. So these are quite different. Burgundy wasn't offered either. Now, something to note that I've noticed with these purple calfskin ones is that they are calfskin, but they are labelled as goatskin. However, they are edge-lined, and they have this synthetic liner that you get with all of the usual goatskin-lined cover Bibles. So it definitely feels like the calfskin. The grain is all different to the goatskin. It feels completely different, and it feels the same as another calfskin Bible. For example, we have calfskin here, and it definitely feels similar to them. In fact, I do have a purple calfskin that is New King James, and again, this one says calfskin there, and this is basically identical to this one, although it's a different colour. So I'd like to be able to say that this is purple calfskin, even though it's labelled as as goatskin, sorry. So without further ado, let's take a look at these beautiful Bibles, because they are absolutely beautiful. Let's start with the purple calfskin. They are exactly the same, so we'll put one to one side for now. But what you'll get with the King James Version Bible is you will notice the translator's letter to the reader on the inside. Let's just zoom in a little bit on that if we can. So you will get that at the beginning of your Bible. And here's a little sample of the text layout here. In fact, we'll just switch mode to get a better view of this. There we go. So this is the text layout. It is a single column, you'll see that here, and the references are put to the outside of the page. So it's a very clean and very nice digital typeface that translates really well to this particular Bible. All of the lines are line matched, so that means that the lines on here will match the positioning of the lines on here, on the other side of the page. So there's no confusion, there's no unnecessary noise where the sort of the blank bits, you can see text coming through. In fact, you can see a perfect example of what it means here, because you'll notice that this line is underneath, but it's perfectly underneath the line of text. So it all lines up, which is a really nice touch and nice thing to have. So in the outer margin is where you will find the references, and the references are very good. There's a lot of references in this Bible, which is good to see. And the great thing about the Clarion is, and the fact that it is single column, is this beautiful poetic layout that you'll see. Now the Proverbs are arranged like this. So obviously the Proverbs have a very simple rhythm to them, with these sort of statements, quite often twinned statements. A so-and-so father, a so-and-so, a son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. So you'll find that they are put in that exact layout, which is really nice. And then when you come to the Psalms, you'll see that that's the layout of the Psalms, which is just absolutely a really beautiful layout. And when we come over to the New Testament, you'll notice that it is a black letter Bible. All of the Clarions are black letter. It's only available as a black letter. And that is the text that you will get. So no different colour for the words of the Lord Jesus, anything like that. And you'll notice that there isn't sort of any paragraph headings in this Bible. It is very much presented as a single piece of text, a bit like you would in a book, a novel, that sort of thing. So it reads very much like that. And then as we come over into the back of the Bible, this is something that I do want to show you. This is a unique feature of the King James Version Bible. You will get this Reader's Companion. Now this is instead of a concordance, but it acts pretty much the same as a concordance, if I can just separate these pages. So, he wants to defy me. There we go. So a Reader's Companion to the authorised King James Version of the Bible. In the back of the New King James, ESV, etc., you'll get a standard looking concordance just like that. Whereas in the back of this one, we'll get something that is really quite interesting. The characters are given little bios, which is nice. So this is more of a encyclopedia, if you like. And there'll be a little, for each book as well that's listed here. For example, Ecclesiastes, there is a little book bio. Elijah, you'll see there's a little bio for Elijah there. So there's some really nice features in this Reader's Companion. There's plenty of pages here, plenty of entries. So it's a different thing to a concordance. It's not just a list of verses, although, as you can see, there are plenty of references for the words. So it's nice to get that little different sort of thing there. And then you'll get 15 Bible maps in the back. In the older editions, like this one, this must have been an earlier print run, as the Clarion is, 13 years old now. They will be the older style Moody maps like this. And then in the newer sort of versions, of which this New King James Version is one, I believe, you'll get the newer, sort of more colourful, nice Cambridge maps, not the Moody maps. So that's something to bear in mind. But just a lovely binding. So this is, I think this is calfskin, even though it's labelled in several places as goatskin. But it is edge-lined. So you get a really, really nice edge-lined calfskin. And in this beautiful darker purple, just to put it side by side with the New King James purple, that's what we've got to go at there. So that is the King James version in the calfskin, the purple. Let's have a little look at what we've got here, because these are really nice. These definitely are goatskin. This is the familiar grain that I recognise and texture of the Cambridge goatskins. Of course, they are edge-lined. And we have this beautiful burgundy that I just think is lovely. Not a standard binding. So this is something of a one-off. I mean, I don't know how many were produced of these. I think more than one, certainly, but a very limited print run, just to see what the burgundy had to offer. And the same goes for the brown. These are not standard bindings that you will find on the shelf in your local Bible bookshop. This is something that Cambridge did and perhaps didn't release to the common to the market at large. But we have them in the outlet, so you can get hold of something a bit different, something a bit unusual, a bit unique. With these Bibles, they are perimeter stitched, as you can see, around the outside, which is absolutely lovely. And the leather speaks for itself. It's really gorgeous, really something else. All of the features that I've just run through in those calfskin editions are in these editions. You'll notice it's art gilt page edges, which is always lovely to see. And just look at the dimensions. I don't know who said anything about this yet. The dimensions of the Clarion. It is a beautiful personal sized Bible, but also one that has some really cool dimensions. So let's just take a look at it. We'll work in inches just because. 5.5 inches across by 7.5 inches. Now that's quite a squarish profile Bible, but then when we throw in the fact that it is quite a wide Bible, it's 1.5 inches wide, it has a really sort of brickish, blockish, chunky-ish size to it, but it's not massive. My hands aren't big at all, and you'll see there that it's a hand-sized Bible. So this is not that much bigger than a Pit Minion. If I can give you a quick size comparison, here is a Pit Minion, and you'll see that the Clarion is obviously a lot fatter, but it's only a little bit wider, and it's got the same sort of height profile. So it's a very, very similar footprint. It's just sort of nearly half the thickness. So that's something to bear in mind. It's and even though it has that same footprint as a Pit Minion, you'll notice the readability experience is so different, because this is the really beautiful clear 8.75 font, not the 6.75 that you get in the Pit Minion. So again, let's just throw this Bible on here just to have a look. That's the sort of reading experience that you're going to get. It's very different, also in terms of its layout as well. But yeah, an interesting Bible is the Clarion, and we have some beautiful, gorgeous editions there for you if you're interested. Now, we'll move on to the New King James. Makes sense to go from King James to New King James. As we've shown you already, we have this wonderful, bright, lighter purple, and this is a calfskin leather that is edge-lined again, and it has that synthetic liner. Beautiful, lovely, limp and floppy cover that we love to see on these Bibles, so you can definitely do some Bible yoga with these. So it's a lovely cover, and again, you'll get all the features of the New King James inside it, with a standard New King James concordance as seen, and you'll get your Bible maps in there as well. So yeah, it's basically the same, but in the New King James. But you will notice some differences between the Authorized and the New King James. Number one is that the New King James comes with paragraph headings. So you'll notice there are some paragraph breakdowns and headings there that just aren't in the KJV. So for example, if we go to Luke chapter 11 there, let's find Luke chapter 11, and we'll see that the paragraph headings are not there. So there's Luke chapter 11. There's absolutely no headings, no breaks in that text for any other headings, whereas when we go to the New King James, you'll see that there's lots of headings there, and the page is broken into paragraphs. So that's something to bear in mind if you want your text broken up a bit more, or if you prefer a more contemporary English reading translation, then certainly go for something like the the New King James here. Now, I do have two calfskin Bibles. These are calfskin, but they are edge-lined and come with the synthetic liner. So again, like the purple. So yeah, that's quite unique and quite interesting. Brown calfskin, but edge-lined and beautiful. So there we have some New King James options for you as well. And then as we come to the end, there is just one other, I think, yes, one other to show you, and that is the ESV. I do have one copy of this ESV. It is a second, and you'll see there that it does have a slight issue with some detachment of the book block there, but it does seem sound to me. It's just perhaps superficial separation and a little bit of folding to the pages. So this will be going on as a bite now, and it will be nice and cheap, but it is a calfskin leather binding. It has the vinyl paste down, and so it isn't the top spec goat skin or anything like that. So we'll put it on nice and cheap so that somebody can pick up a bargain, I think. Because if you have been wanting to have a look at the Clarion, but perhaps you haven't been able to afford one, this is a good place to start. You can get the normal calf split leather ESV Clarion, but this will be cheaper than that even, because it is a second. So bear that in mind and keep an eye out on the eBay page. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye on those pages just to see what is coming up. And on the channel soon we'll be featuring a lot more Cambridge Outlet stock, including more Pit Minions, including cameos, Concords, presentation Bibles, and some other rarities and interesting items too. So stay tuned and take care, God bless, and we will catch up soon. Bye-bye.